Alright, everyone, this is the last episode, an episode review of episode 13, Screw the Moon, on Last Man on Earth. And oh my gosh, Last Man on Earth actually has something like very, very shocking at the end that I'm like, oh my gosh, but we'll get to that in the very end. Well, anyways, let's do a big rundown of the whole entire episode, shall we? So, first things first is that the solar plan. The other Phil actually plants some solar panels so he'll be able to actually generate electricity. Meanwhile, Phil and Todd were spying on him, planning to kill him, which technically Todd was the one saying we should kill him. But I think he was just saying that. Well, anyways, so Todd is now having second thoughts about it because, well, Phil was actually planning on doing it because Todd kind of did hint at it. So, yeah. But anyways, he basically wanted. So yeah. Second thoughts. Phil reveals that the Todd ditching plan. So yeah, Todd actually now realizes that he was actually going to ditch him. He was shocked at that and he left. It's like, well, I would figure he already would figure that out because as soon as Melissa was able to turn him, I would figure he'll suddenly have the thought of, oh, holy crap, you tried to leave me. You would figure that would come in very, very fast, but apparently not. Yeah, that was some messed up writing there. I'm sorry, but that's kind of messed up writing. But hey, I'm kind of am sharp as a pencil, so whatever. So, anyways, Phil covers what he said because he said stuff out loud saying, I hate your guts. And yeah, he tried to cover it and he kind of did good, I suppose. But, well, anyways, so Phil visits Carol and he tries to investigate. And now it's like, oh my gosh, she's a total hypocrite. Because if you notice in episode 2 and 3, she pushed the idea of marriage before, yeah, sex after marriage. That's how it goes. And it turns out her crazy idea is that when you want to make babies, you should be married. But if you want to just have casual sex, you don't have to be married. That is the craziest piece of crap I've ever heard. Tough bananas, huh? So yeah, she's a freaking damn nut on that part. I'm sorry, but she's a freaking damn nut. And yeah, the other Phil had a condom, so it's like, oh well, so you're telling me that if he actually had condoms and he did it the cool way, flip down a lot of condoms he has, then she might have actually just went for it? I'm so confused on freaking damn Carol right now. Well, anyways, Melissa visits Todd, and, well, apparently she's worried. She kind of tries to talk. She wants to talk. It's funny that she is trying, but it's too late, though. I mean, she should have been tried to do that when first he was actually starting to freak out. Well, anyways, the other Phil wants to have a place of his own because, yeah, what he said, Phil didn't cover it up, so other Phil wants to leave. And of course, yes, it's revealed that Phil actually is hating on the other Phil. And oh my gosh, here's the messed up part: is that other Phil is trying to say it's about Carol, isn't it? And I'm like, oh hell no. And then other Phil actually says, well, I wanted it to be because she's quite a catch. She's nice and everything. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my freaking gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, anyways, so yeah, Phil confides in his usual bar with all his ball friends. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know the name of all of them, but yeah, so he went there to have a reflection moment. Technically, that's what I think it is. So yeah, all that and apparently, yeah, I'm actually agreeing. Carol is different. She is different. I mean, notice all of the cut things. The fact she was a grammar cop. She obeys all the laws and safeties and everything. But with other Phil, she lets her freaking hair down, as you can see. Yeah, Yuzui. Yeah, that's kind of messed up. And then it makes now. I mean, I saw that coming. The fact that now it's making Phil want her back, which I'm like, oh my god. But of course, yeah, you will see this coming because that's kind of part of what they usually do. Yeah, that's how it usually happens, is the fact that they're like, I hate you. And as soon as they break up, it's like, oh my gosh, I realized I love you. It's like, yeah, that's a crappy romantic piece of crap. I mean, seriously. Oh, man. Jeez. Yeah, so It's painful what happened. It's really, really painful. Yeah, that they're wanting now. He wants her back, and it's just really painful. So apparently, yeah, Carol is buttering the other Phil up. Yeah, note she dumped on Phil previously to the max when they were married, but other Phil, she is saying all his ideas were smart and everything. Of course, let me just do a list of a little bit of what Phil happened with Phil. She wanted him to clean up the house instead of just being like, well, it's good that you're expressing yourself. Let's see, number two, he has a, which I admit is disgusting, but yeah, he has a freaking toilet pool, which, yeah, I mean, I know it's disgusting, but still, at least you could say he was kind of making an effort or something like that. There's like lots of things. Oh, yeah, the board. Yeah, he created a board thing and she used that so much against him that's like, oh my gosh, really? Well, anyway, so yeah, so it's revealed that they are going to get power, but for right now, he has enough power to power up a lamp. It does make sense. And of course, for people who actually saw my exclusive clip review, yeah, Phil actually pushed it over. The other Phil is making a big deal about it, which I'm like, why not be the bigger man? You are being the bigger man already, so why not continue being the bigger man and just don't care about it? Like, for instance, if someone went to my room and pushed my lamp down, I would just pick it up myself. I'm just saying, dude, that's just not cool. I mean, be the bigger man, and yet you're not being the bigger man, which I guess technically in a previous episode you showed that you were not exactly the bigger man always. But anyways, I do have to admit one thing is that this scene makes them both look like jerks. I do have to say that scene. And then freaking Todd turned on him. Oh my gosh, he freaking spilled the beans saying he wanted to kill you. He was gonna leave you out in the desert. It's like, wow, Todd, wow, really? Yeah, this is the point where I'm like, saying it is not the same as doing it. And of course, yes, the girls turned on him too, but still, it's one thing to talk about it, it's another thing to do it. That's the one thing about my college years is that in later years, I basically said, I'm gonna come to your place and I'm gonna gun you down. Water gun you down. And by the end of the semester, they're like, yeah, you didn't do crap. You see, saying something is different than doing something. Yeah, it's plain and simple. Anyways, the other Phil is making him leave. But at least Phil is telling the truth. The fact that he grew up there, his parents are buried there, and no one actually cares. That's the amazing part, is that no one actually cares that for the first time ever, he's actually telling the truth that is something very, very special about this place, why he chose it. But instead, they're like, well, anyways, Phil runs and barricades himself in his house, which I kind of asked the question, what about the back door? Which I bet that's chances how Phil actually Carol got into the house later. But still, I'm like, yeah, what about the back door? You didn't barricade that. Anyway, so Carol and other Phil is having bonding time. And, of course, other Phil calls Carol Care Bear. Which, of course, Phil called her that before the other Phil called her that. Anyways, Carol is a bit worried for Phil, while the other Phil is that much. So, yeah, Phil is eating toilet paper. It's sad that no one actually is aiding him. Oh, good Lord, he's so hungry, he actually eats a raisin ball. Ugh. Carol does visit him, and Phil pushes her away. I think Phil is actually getting a little bit of a breakthrough, and it looks like everyone's having a truce, and I'm laughing at that. I'm like, yeah, right. But Phil is lured out. Everyone's at the campfire. They're all smiling, which I'm asking, is this a dream? And then all of a sudden, other Phil tackles Phil down, and I was like, yeah, I saw that coming. Damn, that was a freaking damn trap. Even though other Phil used it as a trap, the rest of them didn't actually want to do that. Anyways, the other Phil is taking Phil away, deserting him in the desert. He's tied up, which I think Phil wouldn't have done that. But yeah, then never mind, because he undoes it so he can able to escape. Kind of a heartbreaking thing right there. And then 20 minutes later, the food rations, he ate them all. Meanwhile, Melissa and Todd, she's sorry about Phil trying to murder him. Quote unquote murder him. Todd is saying he loves her, and she kind of says it for the first time ever, kind of. And in Unbelievable, Carol comes to the rescue with more supplies. Phil apparently wrote a song. The song is kind of okay, and it's called Screw the Moon, which is why the episode is called that. Well, I guess the tagline is Screw the Moon, but anyways. So, I'm like, please don't try to win her back. And I'm like, crap. Well, they are going together. And it's like funny, they might be a match, even though Phil actually tells her, yeah, we're not going to be really truly compatible. Yeah, so they're going to start over, oh my gosh. And of course, yes, Carol disliked the fact that other Phil actually did leave him, while Phil actually tried to leave Todd, but his conscience is very, very strong, meaning that technically deep down, he actually is a good person. So yeah, do-over, oh my gosh, why you have to freaking introduce each other again? It's like, ugh. But anyways, Phil had a brother. Yeah, this is where it gets super, super unbelievable. So Phil has a brother, and then they cut to an astronaut stuck in space. And he's like, NASA, do you copy, NASA? And it turns out, oh my gosh, on his freaking damn name tag it says Miller. So his brother is alone in space. Oh my gosh. You got, this is freaking ridiculous and absurd. Oh my gosh. So the question is, how the frick this other Phil gonna get back down, even though chances are it's kind of like, yeah, he's stuck up there. He is freaking damn stuck up there until someone actually, which, let's see, NASA, Florida. So if they do go to Tampa, if they do actually go to Tampa, I guess there is a chance, or Cape Canaveral, or there's a chance, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, hopefully this will come into play and he gets rescued. If not, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, no. But I guess the fun part will be the fact of if he does return and he actually goes to that cul-de-sac, and then the girls are like, oh, you're an astronaut, and that, Some side notes before I end this. Number one is the dude that plays as other Phil. I didn't even notice, but I'm looking at Birds of Prey. I finished it. I just have to do a review and another review and post it up, which that'll be next week. But still, oh my gosh, that's the same person that plays as the detective, the love interest of Helena Kyle, which I'm like, whoa. Yeah, difference between him now and then is that then he's not as buff as he is now. But he is buff, but he's not that buff. Now he's freaking damn buff. What the number two is, well, this is the freaking season finale. I mean, season one is done. So for anyone who actually wants season two to happen here for me to review them, here's just one little thing I would like you guys to do, which is might be hard, but on the other hand, not too hard. Instead of being a total jerk and being like, I want 10,000 views on all my reviews that I've done on this series. Instead, I'm like, nah, just make it 1,000. If you can able to put 1,000 views on every single episode review I have, then thumbs up, and I most likely will go ahead and do it. Yeah, to give you a throwback, episode 1 and 2, they're together. That's already 10,000. Number 3 is actually close to one. Actually, yeah, it's far over 1,000. And then the other ones are the ones that you're gonna have to help reach for the sky. So definitely share all of the freaking episode reviews if you definitely want me to come back for this. And if not, well, we had a good run, didn't we? And stay tuned, because I will actually do a complete season review where I actually will tell you if it's good or bad, and etc., without all this freaking hours that you're going to put in to watch all 13. Actually, it's less than 13 episode reviews, but still, yeah. So, oh my gosh, that is unfreaking believable. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up, but thank you for watching, and oh my freaking gosh. Oh my gosh. So that means that he wasn't lying about having a brother. He just lied about having an evil twin brother or evil brother. My goodness, man. Oh man, that's gonna be another funny thing that they're gonna do. If he does able to come back down and he comes to Tucson, it'll be funny. Even though he doesn't actually look just like Phil, but yeah, it was gonna be kind of funny. So at least they'll actually see. Oh, he was telling the truth about he has a brother. Well, anyways, yes. That's my requirements, and I most likely will continue on telling you the requirements in the season review. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for watching, and stay tuned. I don't really know what's going to happen here, yeah. So I most likely will check out another episode, another series, and if that goes well, Hip Hop Parade. If not, well, at least the good news is that this block is now free, so I'm able to watch Game of Thrones without having to watch it the next day. Yes. Dee, 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 dee.